Hello friends, in this lesson I want to show you how to write a flowchart given a pseudocode. So the question that we are answering in this question is question 4 part B, which says the program below is given in the form of a pseudocode. So this is a pseudocode, a set of instructions of what is happening here. And so the question says draw the corresponding flowchart. So we are drawing a flowchart. From this information that we have here, this data that we have, we are going to draw a flowchart. Okay, so when you are writing a flowchart, the first thing that you do is to look at the pseudocode that you have. So the pseudocode here as the first word begin. So the shape that we use for beginning or starting a program is called the oval. So we are going to put the oval here. We'll write begin, and then you put it in the oval. So this is begin here. This is the one that we have written here. And then these shapes are connected with arrows. So we are going to put an arrow here. The next step here from begin is enter length. So the shape that we use for entering length is actually the parallelogram. So we are going to have here enter length. And then we put a parallelogram here. And then we are going to put another arrow to connect with the next shape. So the next one that we have from entering the length is this if statement. If statement. So this one goes into the decision box. So we are going to have a question here which says is the length less than 0? And then you put the decision box here. So the decision box, this question has two answers. It's either you have yes or no. So yes, we'll go this side, yes. So if the length is less than 0, then display error message and re-enter positive length. So here we are going to have an error message, error. And then this will go into a parallelogram. And then the next statement here says re-enter positive length. So re-entering means now the arrow has to go back to where we are entering from, here. So we are re-entering here, so it goes back like that. And so we go to the next one. So if yes, this is what happens. The program goes back and starts again. And then here we are going to have no. No. So it says, if the length is less than 0, then display error message. We have written this side. Else, enter height. So here we are going to have enter height, which will go into a parallelogram. It will go into a parallelogram, and then you are going to have an arrow going down. The next statement is an if statement. If the height is less than 0. So we are going to have a question here. We'll change the if to is. Is the height less than 0? Then we'll put the decision box here. Okay, so this side we are going to have yes with an arrow. And so it says if the height is less than 0, then display error message. So we are going to have an error message here. Error, you can even write the whole statement, error message. So I'll just write error here, and then you put it in a parallelogram. The error goes in a parallelogram. So you have to re-enter the height. So the arrows will go back up to there, re-entering the height. And then now the next statement from displaying the error message is else the volume. So this is a formula here. So coming down here, we are going to have volume. Volume is equal to 1/3 times L times L times h. So this formula, a formula will always go into a rectangle. So you're going to have a rectangle here. So a rectangle here. And then the next one says and if. So it says and if. And if. So this and if simply tells you that these if statements have come to an end. So this and if does not go into any shape. So you go to the next one which says display volume. So when you come here, you come to display volume. So you write here display volume. So this one goes into a parallelogram. So you are going to have a parallelogram here. This is our parallelogram. And then you put an arrow here because the pseudocode continues. The last statement that we have is end. So end and stop, they all go into the oval, the one that we began with. So end here will go into the oval. And this marks the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for following me. May God bless you. We end here.